All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakwadash. Double honor to my elder apostles of GMS that do well. Starting off with the Apostle turn on down. The true men of Yahweh Bahashem Shai that's been pushing this word for 30 plus years and still pushing so to this very day. And a sincere Shalom to Akim out there that's pushing this truth through the spirit and through the power and through the name of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. Blessed be unto you and your households. All right, I'm going to do a real quick lesson on a prophecy. All right. This article I found through spirits about the chip, the mark of the beast. Okay, and it says microchipping the human body. How far has this tech come, and what are the risks? All right. And it says microchipping is still very much isolated to its niche, but in Slovakia. This is from ameinfo.com. All right, they got the picture of the chip right there. All right, and it says microchipping is still very much isolated to its niche, but in a few years could become a widespread phenomenon. What risks await? RFID chips are being implanted in the hands of some willing employees and individuals. Okay, and you can look it up. You can look that up in YouTube. People are already getting chipped. All right, people getting chipped in Spain, Sweden. People are having chipping parties. All right, and getting the chip inside their flesh, their hand. And it says at the forefront of the microchip implant movement are two firms: UK's biotech and Sweden's biohacks. The ethical risks are countless, but the answer to them are still quite limited. When one thinks microchips, is difficult for the mind to not conjure up images of the great sci-fi films and literature of the 1980s. After all, we essentially become cyborgs when embed such technology into our bodies, odd as it may sound. So, how close are we to seeing widespread implementation of human microchipping, and who has started experimenting with it? It says, how do these things work? And it says, when it comes to the potential of what microchips could do, the sky is the limit, as well as our own technological advancement. Naturally, we can't browse the internet with our minds or download books onto our brains just yet, but what we can do are small, basic things, right? And that's ultimately that's ultimately the goal for the elites, man. It's to have everybody chipped, all right, chipped with the mark of the beast, man. And on top of that, all right, that's gonna be part of his miracles, because people, they're all about convenience. All right. People that's gross darkness, that's here in America, mainly. Okay. Because these people that are in America, they are so lazy, man. They are what's the word? They rely on Esau's on his things, they are they abuse his word. They don't use it like we do. We get in and get out, but these people, they're conformed to this world. So when they see the chip, when they see that the chip is a convenience, and they could do wonders with and they could do wonders with the chip, like open up a car door with their hand, or read the internet with their mind, things like that. They're gonna flock to it just like that, man. People are already getting it right now as we speak. All right. So how much more when this chip, become mandatory? Okay, because soon, according to the Bible, the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, all right, will be the new currency, man. Okay. And it says, but what we can do are small, basic things. Currently, some of the most well-known implementations of human microchipping come courtesy of two biotech firms, like they just said, UK Biotech and Sweden's Biohacks. The chips these companies implant into people are quite basic. They are the size of a large grain of rice. Essentially, they are RFID chips that are inserted into the flesh. All right. Essentially, they are RFID chips that are inserted into the flesh. Man, call all you about Shema Shai, man. This is very prophetic, man. into the flesh between the thumb and forefinger. And what do we say in the book of Revelation 13 says that it says that that you got to get it in your hand or your forehead, all right. But ultimately, meaning your flesh, man. Just hey, as long as you got that chip in your flesh, all right, you got the chip. It don't matter if it's in your fucking big toe. You had the chip, okay. And it says they don't contain complex computers or batteries. They're powered only when an RFID reader pings them, requesting data. The MIT Technology Review explains in a feature on microchipping. The microchipping habit found its roots in Sweden, where thousands of tech-savvy Swedes have opted to take the leap in the pursuit of greater convenience and technology. Right, man, convenience. It says greater convenience because right now people, even here in America, people they don't even use money no more like that. And of course, they use money, but not like they did back in the 90s and the early 2000s and the 80s and whatnot, and so on and so forth. People use their phones to pay with to buy goods, all right, and to cash out items for themselves. People use Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. People use debit cards and credit cards and things like that. Okay, because of what? Because why? Because that's convenient. All right, now people are gonna be using soon to be, according to the Bible, all right, the chip, all right, and that's convenient. And incidentally, the closest thing to these chips we are familiar with are the trackers we implant in our pets. The same applies to the abilities they provide. And it says Three Square Market, a U.S. tech firm, touted handy features of the RFID chips and implanted into its volunteering employees, numbered in the 80s back in 2018. Damn, that's a lot of people, man. All right, that's a lot of people being chipped. It said right here in Sweden, you had thousands of people being chipped, man. In Sweden, all right, and soon the chip is going to become mandatory, man. You already have countries overseas dinner cashless, all right. And it says the chip allowed them to access the company building, make purchases from vending machines, and even unlock their PCs. All right, and people just by basic things like that, people are going to get swayed to being chipped. All right. It says all it took for the chip to be useful was for there to be an RFID reader on the other end of an interaction. And here's a quote right here. It says, "It's just become such a part of my routine." All right. So soon as chip, the mark of the beast is going to be part of people's daily lives, man. Okay. But us knowing that the chip is the mark of the beast, the ones in the truth, the ones that call upon the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, we are not to take this shit, man. Okay. Because if you do, you will have a reserved seat in that lake of fire, man. And it says, all right, it's just become such a part of my routine. Damn. Steve Casey vice president of finance at TSM, told the MIT Technology Review. The chips also contain medical records, could in the future contain other personal information. I mean, I'm gonna see this dude face all the time. Every time I see the chip, I see this motherfucker face, man. It says, let's keep going. It says the microchip players. Let me see how far this thing is. Yeah, let me keep going. It says Three Square Market did not develop the chip it has implanted into its employees alone, but instead opted to partner with the aforementioned Sweden-based biotech firm Biohacks to bring their vision to reality. Other companies interested in chipping their employees are also resorting to specialized biotech firms such as Biotech and Biohacks. And mind you, these companies are in the UK, man. All right. And where else? The UK and if you go up, I think it says it. The UK and Sweden. Okay, so hey man, you got chipping going on in UK, Sweden, and also in Spain. I believe if you go on YouTube, you can type in just type in something around lines like live RFID chip, on stage, and Lord's what that pop up, man, because it was a guy in Sweden. I mean, excuse me, not Sweden, Spain. He got chipped right on stage, man, in a live video. All right, and it says Biohacks told the Telegraph it was in talks with a number of UK legal and financial firms to implant staff with the devices. These companies have sensitive documents they are dealing with. John said Joanne Osterlund, the founder of Biohacks and a former professional body piercer. The chips would allow them to set restrictions for whoever. The other chip firm, Biotech, which is based in the UK, has already fitted 150 implants locally as of November 2018. And mind you, this is 2018. How much more people have been chipped now? Because we are in 2020. This is 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure there's more people being chipped now. It says as per a report by the Guardian, and I believe the Guardian. That's also another source, another like news outlet. And it says, according to a statement by Biotech's founder and owner in a conversation with the British newspaper, most of its 150 implants have been for individuals, while some financial and engineering firms have also had the chips implanted in their staff. Man, it says Biotech explained that it has also implanted them in employees of the bank testing that technology and has shipped them to Spain, man, France, Germany, Japan, and China. Whew. Man, the chip is here, man. Man. And all we waiting on is for it to be mandatory, man. Because once that happens, things are gonna speed up, man. And it says back in 2018, Biotech's chips costed between $87 and $323 per person to implant. Biohacks costed $186. And it says new chips could help patients. Now, this chip, all right. Like I said earlier, the ultimate goal is for the elites to have everybody chipped. Okay, and like I said, man, the like I said earlier, uh, the people are gonna flock to the chip because of the miracles and wonders that it can do for people. Okay, because if you watch the movie with starring what's his name, Johnny Depp, it shows you how the chip can do miracles on the left hand side for you, just like how Howard Shah did miracles on the right hand side. All right, and that's why he says this right here. It says new chips could help patients. All right, it says today chip tech is evolving. All right, and says TSM revealed in August of 2018 that it was working on a more advanced version of the chip currently inside its employees, one that will be equipped with GPS technology and voice recognition capabilities. It will be powered by body heat. Let me keep going. Yeah, man, it's a lot in here, man. All right, goes in about Elon Musk's about his Neuralink, how he wants to put the chip in the brain. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a lot in this article, but that was really the point of the article. All right, so enough of me reading this article. Let me get some scriptures real quick. I'll just end off on there. This is a Revelation 13 and 16, and it says, and he caused all, and then he's talking about the elite Edomites, the elite banking families, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, so on and so forth. And he caused all, both small and great, okay, whether it be child or child or adult, okay, rich and poor, whether it be low class or high class, free and bond, whether it be in jail or in out of jail, okay, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. Okay, and what's that mark? All right, and you go into the word mark, it means charagma. If you go into the word charagma, it means like a imprinted mark or something to be stamped on you. All right, and we use that. All right, going into that. All right, Esau was gonna pierce you with this. He's gonna pierce your flesh, man. All right, he's gonna imprint your flesh, and with that chip, man, with that mark of the beast. All right, and put it in your flesh, man, just like how it says in the article. All right, right between your finger and your thumb, and it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so if you don't have the chip, man, You will not be able to function in the new world order, in the society that Esau has planned in the near future. All right, but like I said, all right, us having, the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, and having faith, all right, we'll be good, man. All right, just continue to have faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, man, because Yahweh Shema Shai, the way, is going to provide for you. All right, if you don't have that chip, all right, all right. So don't you take that? It's not worth it, man. All right, you taking that chip, you are bowing down to Esau society. You are bowing down to the God of this world, man. Because we have the scriptures to lean upon, and you have about Shema Shai first and foremost. Okay, because why? Because it says this, Isaiah 33:6, and it says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." All right, in strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is his treasure. Okay, so we're gonna have that wisdom and knowledge, in these last days, that's coming upon us, to know that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. To know that if we take that chip, we're gonna perish. All right, so we're gonna continue to call upon the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, and have all faith in the Lord, man. All right, because taking the chip, hey man, that's gonna guarantee you a spot in that lake of fire, which will be by way of thermonuclear destruction. Okay, this is Habakkuk 2 and verse 3, and it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." All right, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And right now, are we at the end, man? Are we living the last days of the last days? All right, and right now these prophecies are clearly speaking, man. They're clearly being manifest right now, and it says, "And not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." All right, the article I just read, all right, proved it all, man. Okay, we are living in the last days of the last days, man. The chip is on the horizon. All right, civil unrest is overseas in different countries. You got having earthquakes. You having solar eclipse just passed, man. All right, man, things are shaking up, man. All right, World War III is on the horizon as well. All right, and soon Yahweh Shai will return. All right, and with that being said, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai, Bahashim Kakodash, that belongs to my elder apostles of GMS to do well. Okay, shalom to you, saints of Akim, that's pushing the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, blessed be unto you and your households. With that being said, shalom.